We're on Elephantine Island, and this is the temple of Satet. A short walk from all the Nubian guest houses. It's very quick to get here, maybe less than that minutes. It's 100 Egyptian pounds per person to enter, and what normally happens is you get a guide, the price, but they expect a bit of tip. A lot of it has been destroyed, including the pyramid, but some of it remains. This one looks like it's in quite good condition. Very impressive. I think it's worth coming here. There's no entry, but they actually let you in. You can see everything basically. This is Khnum temple, a little plateau up here, and from here you can see the sand dunes. And also Aswan on the other side of the river. You spell it as Khnum actually, K-H-U-N-U-M. Well, that's not how you spell it, but that's how the bastardized version of it is. Khnum. This structure here is the tomb of the king. Bit hard to budget probably, so they just left it there as it is. Too fragile these things anyway, so yeah. So well carved out, look at that. Perfect smooth surfaces. So this place is 4,000 years old. It's got a good view of the sand dunes there, and the site where it's located in relation to Aswan. And you see the lush islands that you can take the faluca to travel between. This is after the Luxor Aswan Dam. So Philae is the Isis temple, and the Egyptian goddess who looks after the earth, the Egyptian land, and it's before the dam, so you can't actually get a faluca from here to Philae, temple of Isis. I see a faluca in the distance there, moving up downstream. You got to be careful of the cats around here. What I found is that you don't hassle them if they are hassling you for food. Don't push them away because they get aggressive, some of them, and they might spitefully scratch you, which happened to me last night. I'm a bit concerned about rabies around here, so I've got a week before any or more, I don't know. The onset of rabies can come within a week, and if you feel fever and stuff, it's too late. So if you do get bitten or scratched or whatever, or licked even by a cat, just get some treatment. I heard Cairo has some injections, so head off to get some treatment immediately. Yeah. This is a sanctuary for Hakaib, a Nubian king. There's lots of graffiti around here. Not sure why anyone would bother to do that. Okay. There is actually a pyramid right in the site itself, but it's been destroyed, and this is all that remains. The center area there is where the tomb was found, That is the king's jacuzzi, his bath. Walking along the edge of the temple site. See the river now. Towards the walking towards the Nileometer, a very old 1,600 or so device used to measure the depth of the height of the water in the Nile. These markings on the wall is the actual old Nileometer, and compared to the water level now, is actually must have been really high before. The markings you have on the riverside, there's new carvings, is the new one, the new Nileometer. Same location, same idea, just different markings. Steps leading up and down to the Nileometer on the bank of the river. Now it's time to head to the ferry port to go to Aswan, the mainland, and then get a taxi, go to the port where they do the falucas to Philae. And here is the ferry port. It's the shaded area for local people to sit and wait for their ferries. Taxis from the ferry port taking people to Elephantine. They wait outside the port there and they take people to Philae for about 100 for one ride, two for whatever person. But we decided to take the tuk-tuk and managed to negotiate 50 Egyptian pounds for two via tuk-tuk. Equipped with MP3 player, equalizer and a power amplifier, so this music must be quite good. So we took a tuk-tuk. We thought it was a good deal, but looking back, they cannot go past that main gate there, and to the ferry is a kilometer away, so we had to walk. Yeah, it's okay if you don't mind walking 15 minutes. I swear this is more than a kilometer, but we're here. So that's the faluca port area. The tour buses managed to get in, of course. Has to deal with the local government around here, allow themselves to drive in, but taxis don't. The central area before the ferry, loads of stores selling everything here. The kids, they run after the tourist buses arriving. They seem to be a target here. We walked along the road, so they didn't bother to even look at us at all. So yeah, you're riding the tour bus, don't think you're going to be hassled, even you got a guide. 200 Egyptian pounds to get in through the barrier, and then there's the faluca itself, which is 200 per person. They got offices right next to the entry over there. Barriers there, 200 Egyptian pounds get through the barriers per person. And here is the road down to the faluca, lined up with lots of ornaments, with souvenirs, whatever you call it. Hot, 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 hot. Ticket does not include faluca ride. So it's faluca is 200 there and 200 back plus a ticket, so it's about £600 per person. Take it how you want. I think it's okay. Alright, for forget what I said about the ferry ride price earlier. So it's flexible, of course. And first thing is you should only pay when you return. You should agree on a price return ticket for the group, not individual. So what we got is 1 hour and 15 minutes there, and then we're going to pay $2.50 for 2 people. All right. Yeah, it's a bit of a negotiation though. Just try to be patient. On the way to Philae, Temple of Isis. Water is very calm. There is a cool breeze. First time I felt cool the whole day. It was so hot. I wore quite a lot today, top and long trousers, because I had a fever. So just trying to be careful. You should wear shorts and t-shirts. It's just too hot. You can see Philae now, the island with the temple. This has a very long history, and was also redeveloped by the Romans. Not just Egyptian built there, but also Roman. No, that is not the National Bank of Egypt. That is some temple. This is the structure which lies east of the Great Temple of Isis. It's the iconic its most iconic of the Philae monuments. It is a rectangular structure consisting of 14 columns connected by screen walls and architraves. Thought to have built in 30 BC, first built by the first Roman Emperor Augustus. Actually, a rock shrine, a temple for possession that was never finished. That is the Great Temple of Isis. It's much bigger than the rest of the temples around here. a broken window on the train to Luxor. Actually, it's quite good here. Aircon here, it's good on the train. You can see around, it's quite comfortable seating, lots of space. I have to say this beats a taxi in many ways because you have toilets, it's cool. Most of the taxis don't even have aircon. And no toilets, yeah. So you're paying like 310 Egyptian pounds per person. When you go into the station, make sure you take the foreigners booth, the ticket booth. There's a clearly labeled for foreigners. So it takes a while, like half an hour to purchase a ticket. So come in good time because you don't want to miss a train. However, the train is like every 2 hours, but sometimes they cancel trains, so it's not always that reliable. However, look at like every 2 hours for a train. The train is going to take 4 hours apparently, but I'd rather take 4 hours than 3 hours of these crazy Egyptian taxi drivers doing overtaking maneuvers that are just ridiculous. You know, never mind. Leaving Aswan to Luxor. It's good that the train has open doors like this so people can stand and smoke while the train is moving along. Very convenient. Hello, sir. Yes, 5 o'clock train leaving 5 minutes past 5. Pretty decent. Please work here in Bye. Nice to meet you, Aswan. See you next time. Okay guys, we're off to Luxor. See you there. We've just left Luxor train station. The train that surprisingly took 3 hours, not 4 hours as advertised. So really quick, about the same time as a taxi then. Yeah, definitely the train is a better option to go from Aswan to Luxor, and a lot cheaper too. So the plan is to walk from the train station to the ferry terminal, the public ferry, and then take a ferry across to the west side of the river Nile. Again, it's about £5 per person each way. I'm not sure what the hotels are like compared between the west side and east side, but there seems to be a better price in the east, in the west side. Also, many of the attractions we're going to the next few days will be on the west side, so it's more convenient. You can take the taxi to the east side, but the taxi has to go a really long route around because the bridges are far south and far north between the two locations. So yeah, ferry is more convenient and cheaper. Not a nightlife around here. Getting hassled a bit, but no problem.
Some information about sightseeing tour. You can take it.
Thank you.
Free.
I'm okay. Thank you very much, sir. A lot of tourists walking around. I see Chinese, what look like European. So this is like a very popular destination for tourists. You see them everywhere. So you can see we're trying to head towards the public ferry over here, and we're around right here right now. Continue to walk. Luxor is actually quite a nice town at night. Local people out and about, enjoying time with the family, and there's loads of tourists as well. This is along the riverbank, and you can see Loads of different stalls here. You see people having dinner with their friends out here, the local people. Tourist leisure, but tourist now cruises also seem to be around here as well. Tourism police. Oh, it's good they are policing these things, isn't it? Making sure everyone is behaving. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice town. I think Luxor so far has been more European-like than the other cities, Cairo included. Or at least this part of it is.